My boyfriend shaved off my eyebrow as a prank while I was sleeping. My friends thought it was a declaration of war. I woke up to my boyfriend standing over me with his phone out and laughing so hard he could barely breathe, and I had no idea what was happening until I opened my front camera and saw that one of my eyebrows was completely gone. I started sobbing, and he rolled his eyes. "You're being so dramatic, it'll grow back. Learn to take a joke." Then he grabbed his keys and left to hang out with his boys because I was killing his vibe, and the only thing I could think to do was text our group chat a picture with the caption, "I need you." My girls showed up within the hour with overnight bags and wine, and an energy that told me someone was about to have a very bad night. My best friend took one look at me and pulled a razor out of her bag and walked straight to my bathroom mirror without saying a word. She shaved off her own eyebrow while the rest of us watched, and then she turned around. Now we match. The other three looked at each other and something passed between them, and one by one they stepped up to that mirror and did the exact same thing. We stood there together with our single eyebrows, and I started crying again, but this time it was because I had never felt more loved in my entire life. They sat me down and got to work with every makeup product they had brought until we all looked like a squad of models who had started a movement. The whole time we were laughing and drinking wine, and my best friend kept checking her phone to see if he had posted anything about when he was coming home. Then she looked at me with that dangerous glint in her eye. "Where does he keep his stuff?" I pointed to the bathroom and she smiled like she had just been given a gift. They descended on that bathroom like a team of surgeons, and I watched them pour hair removal cream into his shampoo and his conditioner and his body wash, and even the fancy pomade he used every single day. They dulled every single one of his razor blades just enough that he would think they were fine, but they would tear his face apart. Someone's phone buzzed, and we all froze until we realized it was nothing. They hid his good clothes in the back of my closet behind winter coats he would never think to move. They put Vaseline on the inside of his favorite shoes and switched his toothpaste with hemorrhoid cream that looked exactly the same. They were methodical and ruthless, and they kept pausing to clink their wine glasses like they were performing a ritual. One of them paused mid-pour and looked at us. Should we feel bad about this? The rest of us just stared at her until she started laughing. I'm kidding. By the time we heard his keys in the door, we were back on the couch looking like angels, and my heart was pounding even though we had done nothing wrong except everything. He walked past us without even acknowledging the 5 women with one eyebrow each sitting in his living room. "I'm taking a shower," he muttered, and disappeared into the bathroom while we sat there in silence and waited for the show to begin. The shower ran for a long time, and we stayed perfectly quiet until the water shut off and the screaming started. He came bursting out of that bathroom wrapped in nothing but a towel, with patches of hair falling off his head and his face covered in tiny cuts from the razors and foam still dripping down his shoulders. He looked like he had lost a fight with a lawnmower. "What is happening to me? Why is my hair falling out? What did you do?" The 5 of us stood up slowly from the couch in our perfect makeup, all wearing the same look on our faces because we had been waiting for this moment all night long. He froze when he saw us and realized he was completely surrounded by 5 women who were not smiling. He backed up as we walked toward him. "This is what happens when you think cruelty is comedy," I said. "Maybe learn to read ingredient labels." My best friend stepped up next to me and crossed her arms. "You should have thought twice before messing with a girl who has friends who will shave their eyebrows for her." He was stammering and backing toward the door and trying to explain himself. "It was just a joke. You're all being crazy. This is insane." My other friend opened the front door and gestured toward the hallway. "The only crazy thing would be letting you stay another minute." We backed him right out into the hallway of my apartment building wearing nothing but a towel and losing more hair by the second, and I watched a clump fall off his head and land on the welcome mat. "Your stuff will be on the curb in the morning if you're lucky," I said. And then I closed the door and the lock clicked and his muffled screaming started immediately from the other side. We stood there for a moment just listening to him bang on the door and beg to be let back in. And then my best friend walked to the kitchen and came back with a bottle of champagne.